everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on another one of our Thursday webinars. Today, this is Redtail Essentials Opportunities. All right, so what we're going to do is essentially over on the left-hand navigation menu here is we're going to be going over the opportunity tracker. So once I click on opportunities, I'm going to see all of my listed opportunities right here. So what an opportunity actually is anything in your sales pipeline. So you'll see I have a few options here. I have something about Steve's retirement fund. I have 401k rollovers, and one for Corey, and then one for Arthur Curry as well. So this is going to list those specific items that are in my sales pipeline. So for instance, maybe you have your existing clients and you also have maybe prospects. If you don't manage all of the accounts for one of your existing clients and there's something that you do want to be tracking, like the example today we're going to use is an inheritance that they might have gotten. We want to plug that in so we can actually have a way to track it to make sure we can either win or, unfortunately, sometimes lose an opportunity. But this gives us a place where we can track that information. Now, to start off, what we're going to do is on the right-hand side is we're going to click on New Opportunity. And what it gives is us the ability to give it a name, a description, and then a type. And so first off, we'll call, let's say, for instance, that we ran into one of our clients. I'm going to use Bruce Wayne, and that he just got an inheritance, and we want to track that. And so I'm going to put Bruce's inheritance. And so once we label it, and again, you get to name this however you want. We can put a description. Bruce got some money from family, and we want to help invest. So again, you can put whatever you want in the description, but just giving you the information of why this opportunity is here, what you want to do with it, you can put that information in. Now below that is a type. Now this type only gives you two options, and this is set. It's either new business or existing business. Now Redtail suggests that new business is essentially for anybody who is not an active client. So you can actually label and say, where are my prospects, my leads? Like, where can I find that information? And then versus existing business. So I already have Bruce in as an active client. So I'm going to mark this as existing business because this is a new item for an existing business that I already have. Now, the fourth option that we have in this initial new opportunity page is the permission type. Now, you do have the ability to segment, so only certain opportunities are seen by certain people. So if you're in office with multiple advisors and you want to make sure that maybe only yourself or only your team can see this opportunity, you can do so. So I can come over here and say team, and then I have one called Tucker's team. So what this is saying is once I add this, if you're not a user who's attached to Tucker's team, you're not going to see the Bruce's inheritance opportunity. Once I add that new opportunity, it's going to take me into the full page of that actual item so I can add more to it. So you'll see I have the name, Bruce's inheritance. I have the description down here. Existing business already exists. And then over to the right-hand side is that opportunity permission. So it's assigned to the team of Tucker's team. So if I want to manage any of those initial items, I can do so, or I can also add more. First off, one of the most important things I want to do is be able to link it to a contact. So over here in the top right, where it says linked contacts, I want to search and type in Bruce Wayne's name, last name Wayne, and I'm going to find Bruce Wayne right there. And now he's attached. That gives it the ability to show in that contact's record. So that way I don't have to go searching for it outside of the contact record. I can find everything that has to do with the client right there. Now, back on the main opportunities details box right here under the name, I have next steps. Now, the next steps and the close date can work hand in hand, but initially the close date is going to finally end when this whole thing is done, but maybe there's different items along the way. So for here, if my next steps, it's freeform text, I want to call to set a meeting. And again, you can type whatever you want. The browser just remembers the things I've typed before. So that's why that drops down. But this is freeform text. I'm going to call to set a meeting. And then the close date, I want to use it by like, when do I want to actually set this meeting? And so what I'm going to put is, let's do January 4th. of 2019. I want to set that as the close date for the next steps. Now, below here, we have the stage. This stage dropdown is completely customizable except for two items. And those two items are closed lost and closed won. Those are going to be in everybody's database no matter what. But below that, in our manage database list section that we can actually manage on the back end, you can add multiple stages within your opportunities. Now, these are ones that we've added. So if you want to add your own, or you have different ideas of what kind of stages, you can add those. The reason for the stages, it gives you the ability to segment out your different opportunities by where they're at. So you'll notice we've put them in order of EB and NB. So EB stands for existing business, NB stands for new business. And so we've also numbered them just so we can easily go in the order that we want. It's very similar almost to a workflow. It's just a more manual workflow at that. So for this, I'm going to click on existing business is going to be data gathering. So we're in the first stage of that. I still see the type as existing business over here. And then we also have an assign to. So I'm going to assign this to Tucker. And maybe it's his client. We also have this dropdown of source. Now, source is also a customizable dropdown. It also exists on the contact records. So where did this opportunity come from? In this case, let's say that I ran into Bruce at a seminar, and that's where he mentioned this. So I can put seminar is where I got this opportunity from. Now, below that, we have the amount. This is going to be the amount of the opportunity. So we'll just put a good, $50,000. So we can put the amount is 50,000 of the actual opportunity, and the probability is just a percentage. Now, there's no calculations. This is more so just about what's the probability that I think I'm going to be able to manage this money. And so again, it just helps for sorting purposes. So if I know like Bruce is, he's a really great client, and he's already mentioned to me that, he wants me to take care of this, maybe I want to put in 100%. I can do that. Or maybe if you're, unsure, maybe if it goes both ways, I can put 50%. It's just one way to manage, like on a bulk way of when you look at all your opportunities together, like what's the probability? I'm going to put 100% there. Now for here, we have projected revenue and actual revenue. Now the actual revenue isn't going to be filled out until this opportunity gets fully closed out, but I can put the idea of what I believe I'm going to make off of this opportunity. So in this case, we'll just give it, we'll just do, is that 500? We'll do that like 1%. Now, again, you can put whatever your percentage is, but you can put what is the projected revenue that you're going to make off of it. And then when it closes, you'll fill out the actual revenue. Now, again, you can add to the description. I do want to mention, anytime you make changes to this, before you navigate away from this page, you always want to hit the green Save Opportunity button. And that's going to make sure that this is going to, any change that you made is not going to disappear. What that does is it takes me back to this main opportunity page, and you're going to see that we have down here Bruce's inheritance. It's attached to the contact, and you'll see that there's all these different these columns that we can sort by. So I mentioned you can sort by probability. Right here, you can click on this, and it'll sort by, here's with no probability, then 100, and then 85% as well. All right, so again, on this main page, you can sort by any of these columns. So if you want to sort by the next steps or assign to the name of it, even the close date. So I can sort by the close date. You'll see I have this is in red. It means it's past the actual close date itself, and here's the upcoming ones. It gives me a great way to manage on a whole overseeing all of the opportunities. Now, again, over here, if I see this lock symbol, that means that permission, this opportunity is permissioned. And if you can see the lock symbol, that means you are permissioned to this opportunity. If I was not permissioned to it, I wouldn't even see that opportunity pop up at all. All right. Also from this page, what you can do is over here on the right-hand side, you can see I have my active and my closed. So it shows here's all the closed ones that have been either closed, lost, or closed won based on that actual stage. So you'll see here's my closed, lost, closed won. I can even click on all. I can even click on filter right here, and I control what I'm seeing on this page. So if I want to see, which ones, I can select all, and I want to see anything with that's either none or closed, lost, or closed won. So I'm seeing all the stages except for those, and then anything from the beginning of the month, and then I didn't put a date here, so it just keeps going. I can limit it down to the source and also assign to. So if I just want to see Tucker's, I can select his name, and then from here apply those filters. And so here's the one, here's Bruce's inheritance, that's in that date range. I got the amount, it's assigned to Tucker. I can control what I'm seeing on this opportunities page. What's great about that filter is we've made some updates recently to where the cookies in your browser are going to remember what that filter selected. So if I go back to the today page and then I click back on opportunities on the left navigation menu, it's going to save that information. So again, I filtered it down. So if I click back on filter, I can then open it up and see more if I need to, or see everybody. So I can select all from here. I want to make sure all users are selected, apply those filters, and see what's happening in regards to my opportunities. I'm going to go and click back on Bruce Wayne's inheritance, open that up. Now, a few other things you can do in regards to the opportunities is on the right-hand side here is I can link a workflow. So if you're familiar with workflows, I know we have done series on them in the past, but you can create a workflow for each opportunity, and it's another way to track that information. And you can come over here and hit add, and you can either create a new workflow or link to an existing workflow that's already happening in your database. But that's just one other way to help manage your opportunities. And so keep in mind, those workflows aren't only just for specifically contact records, they can be linked to a specific opportunity as well. Also, things you can link is if I scroll down a little bit here, you'll see under other, I can either add notes or documents to this opportunity. In the notes, if I click on the number, it opens it up and I can hit add note right here. And then I can add all the different types of notes I want. Now, these notes are not going into the contact record. They are specifically in the opportunity. So keep that in mind. If you add a note here, it is not for the contact record, it is for the opportunity. Same thing goes with those documents. So if I hit the back button here and I click on the 0 documents and I want to upload something here, this is specifically just in the opportunity, not attached to the contact record. I can even click back up here on Bruce's inheritance and takes me back to that main opportunity. Gives me an easy way to navigate around. Now, other places to view your opportunities is if I go to the Today page. So on my main Today page dashboard, up here at the top, I have these different tabs, and opportunities is one of them. Now, a benefit to this is if I click on opportunities, what this gives is either within 30, 60, or 90 days. So right now, here's all the opportunities within 30 days. I can then click on within 60 days, within 90 days, and it opens them up. It shows me which opportunities, and again, that's based on close date, are showing. So I can actually manage these. So again, and it gives me the next step. So if I'm looking just within the next 30 days here, I can see that I have to set a meeting with Corey Matthews, and I got to do that by the 24th. For Bruce Wayne's inheritance, I got to do the same thing, but that's not till the 1st of January. And it gives me the amount as well. I can even click view all, and that's going to take me back to the main opportunities page that we accessed from the left-hand side. You'll also notice up at the top, I have this overview bar. It tells me all the current open opportunities. So I have 4 open opportunities. I have the potential. So that's essentially adding up all of the potential revenue that's in my open opportunities. Everything that's added together from my closed one and also closed loss. So I can track some information here. I also see the last added and then the closing next. It gives me a lot of information that I can track. Also, from this same page, once you have the opportunities you're looking at, you can also export them or send them to a PDF if you need to have those printed out in some way for a meeting. Now, once we finish the opportunity, we go through all those stages. So if we did go through each of these stages one by one, from that, it either ends in closed lost or closed won. And this is what completes the opportunity. So let's say that we did win this opportunity. I'm going to choose closed won, and that's when I can come fill out the actual revenue. And so we'll say, we made 500 off of it. So we want to put that. And then for here, the close date, I want to put when this actually closed. So I can just easily hit today, and it puts that date on there. So once it's done, now technically this opportunity might have taken a little longer than one day, But again, once it closes, that's the date I want to change it to, so I can mark that information, and then I hit Save Opportunity. What that does is it now updates the closed won money. It also changes the potential depending on what was there before. And if I want to see those closed, I can just click the closed right over here, and it lists every single closed opportunity that I've ever had. Same thing goes back into the contact record. If I come up here and search contacts, and we'll search Bruce's name, do last name Wayne, and then we're going to click on Bruce Wayne, go into his actual contact record. Over on the left-hand side, underneath his name, if I click on more, I can scroll down and then click on opportunities. Now this lists out right now all the active, and I can see there's no active opportunities, but I can also click on closed, and it lists out, here's all of the active opportunities that I've had in Bruce Wayne. So I can see that they've both been closed one of them, the amount of $5,000, the other was $50,000. It adds all that information together of the total amount viewing is $55,000. And again, I can either export or filter these as well. Gives me lots of information with that. Thank you so much for joining us today on another one of our webinars. If you have any questions, please feel free and give us a call at 1-800-206-5030. That's option 3 for support. Or you can send an email to support@redtailtechnology.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.